everyone. Welcome back to another Girlfriends Chit Chat. I'm so excited about tonight's show, y'all. We're going to be diving deep and having some real good conversation with my girlfriends tonight. But I thank you for being a part of the Girlfriends Chit Chat show. For you all who've never been a part of our show before, I want to welcome you and to come up the thread and tell us a little bit about who you are and who you service in the thread, because we love to get to know our girlfriends. But with no further ado, I want to introduce you to my girlfriends, Miss Leslie Thomas of She Promotes Network. Come on in here, girl.
Hey, what's going on?
Now, you know we doing the same old, girl. We
Hey,
going to chat tonight.
I'm excited as always. You look beautiful, my girl.
You do too, girl. That orange, I'm loving that orange on you, girls talking tonight. And that hair, girl, what you doing?
Hey, we
Girl.
are girlfriends chit chat, so we got to be girlfriends and looking good.
But girl, I'm excited about the night, girl, because everything I've been seeing going up the thread on Facebook, Instagram, girl, we gotta talk tonight because I'm gonna tell
Let's
you.
talk it up, sister. Let's talk it up. There's so much stuff going on in the media. I mean, we have so many things we can touch on tonight, and hopefully, and the goal is we're gonna help some sisters out tonight.
I know that's right, because you
all
know
of our advice.
Girl, we never know we're gonna chat about tonight. Girl, now that Cardi B, let me tell y'all something. That Cardi B situation, girl.
Yeah.
That thing right there, girl, honey, and that the YouTuber, girl. Cardi B won that settlement, girl. $4 million.
Tell me, give me some backstory. So for all of our listeners, all of our people out there in girlfriends chit chat land who doesn't know the Cardi B situation, girl, give us the tea.
Now that situation, the young lady, of course, is a YouTuber, very, very well known in the community, in the land of YouTube, girl.
Right.
But the thing about it is, a lot of times we think we are a Wendy Williams.
Yeah.
But we can go out here and we can trash talk, say what we want to, and think it's all right. It's okay. Yeah. But that my thing is, you got to produce some receipts.
That's
when
right.
You got to talk like that, because you can't talk about a person's look, how they portray themselves,
right.
Their sexual orientation. Things like that can get kind of touchy.
Exactly.
And so in return, she took the woman to court because what? Defamation of character.
Exactly.
You gotta understand what you're saying, y'all. When you go on platforms, even on our platform, we have to be careful about things we say about individuals because you can be sued, y'all.
That's right.
Be sued. And this young lady, it was just announced today, the young lady lost. Now she got to pay Cardi B $4 million. But what got me, what's really bothered me a little bit, is she said she would do it all over again. And I said, but what does that serve? What purpose does that serve that you feel like, whatever, I do it again? It's the point of you took that person's character out of text, which you did because you lost the suit.
Right.
Why do you not still feel like you were in the wrong and you feel like because I did wrong, then I'm going to do it again?
Right.
What you think?
Well, see, first of all, and I think we talked about this prior, we have an obligation as social media persons, people who are out here broadcasting and sharing with the world. We have to be responsible journalists, whether or not we're labeled journalists or not, we are in fact journalists. So we have a responsibility to report on those things that have been proven, that are accurate. And if in fact there's a situation where we are not sure, we have to make sure that we stipulate, because we don't want to crucify people without all of the juice, all of the information. So for this reason, I think if she had any thoughts about what was going on with Cardi B, she has a right to have her opinion, yes. But when you start tipping out and giving facts, people are following you. You have to be a responsible journalist and only report the truth. There are so many defamation of character lawsuits out there. And now for her not even feeling any regret, any remorse for what she said, you just took all of your followers either down a rabbit hole with you to start doing the exact same thing, or hopefully somebody learned from it. You can't just be throwing folks' name out. And let's face it, girl, Cardi B doesn't need $3-4 million, but I love the message that it sent.
Yeah, and think about it. Y'all really understand one thing is that Cardi B doesn't need the $4 million.
Right.
It's just the point. It's
That's
like a
right.
lot of times you have a lot of celebrities and or just individuals
Yeah.
that are well off.
Yeah.
They don't need the money, but they
Yeah.
want to make sure you feel it. That's what I
Yeah.
think a lot of time we do is we want you to feel the pain of me taking your money or taking something that belongs to you that you do value, because a lot of us do value money. We
Oh,
do.
yeah.
But
Or
for
the lack
me,
thereof.
well,
I don't have $4 million to lose.
thank you.
Not yet. Hallelujah. We're gonna speak it into existence, but I don't have it yet. But I love that. So here, think about it like this: Cardi B just made money off of this woman putting her name in her mouth. She made money off of it. This woman, believe it or not, here's the interesting part. She is actually now probably going to get more interviews. So she's
Yeah,
gonna make her money back. It's all about clout chasing, as we call it.
yeah.
Now, even though she has this lawsuit, she's now gonna be on radio shows. She's gonna be going out to talk about, hey, what you did, how there's gonna be people still coming after her that will pay her for even
Hmm.
the fact that she got sued. So you know her money, she knows what she's doing. She knew
But
what
this
she
is the kick. But this is the kicker, though.
was doing.
Not only now, since the verdict has been made, now she's willing to go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court to appeal the
Oh,
verdict.
girl, no, you can't appeal that. You can't do nothing about the law. Now, you can't do. I wish we
Look,
had our look. I wish we had our Mister Look Attorney Robinson on here. You can't do nothing about the law, sis.
look.
No.
But you have to understand when you go on YouTube and you talk about celebrities, and like I said, let's go back to Wendy Williams. We
Right.
all cannot be Wendy. Why? Wendy has a show. Her show has a slew of attorneys. Okay.
Yes.
They know how to handle any situation because Wendy will go in and talk about whatever she wants to.
Right.
But if I'm a YouTuber or even us on this platform, we have to really be careful
Right.
what we say about individuals. Like you said earlier, Leslie, we have to show them receipts. This is
Yeah.
what has happened, or this is allegedly what has
Yeah.
been said or done.
Exactly.
You
That
gotta be
word
careful, y'all.
allegedly will save your life because you're basically saying it's what I heard. This is what we know to be at this particular moment, but you are clearing yourself legally by
Hmm.
using that one word. And you just have to be responsible. I guess what upset me about the whole deal is that there are so many kids that are watching, they're listening, they
Yes.
love Cardi B, and so they're listening to all of this stuff. Don't lead anybody wrong. Don't lead anybody down a bad hole. You want people to be responsible. There are young kids who want to be interviewers, who want to be social media hosts, and all of this stuff. You have to let them know that you are going to be a responsible journalist and you are not going to be out there just pushing out people's name and not suffer the consequences. So, it's a good and a bad thing to me. Hey,
It is. And
Alan,
look, Alan
absolutely.
said absolutely journalism must have boundaries. Let me tell you something. Journalism is a nasty field to be in. It can be great,
Mm.
but you have, like I said, show them receipts.
Yeah.
A lot of times you got to. I mean, this is serious talking about folks. I mean, you got to be careful. But girl, we ain't done yet. What was that
Mm-mm.
you were telling me about? What was that thing going on with Chris Brown?
Okay, gosh. Okay. So, according to Chris Brown, is being sued, according to TMZ, he's being sued for $20 million. So, apparently, a young woman he had become involved with had met somewhere, allegedly, had met. She is now suing him for $20 million because she claimed, allegedly, that he, in fact, forced himself on her, that he raped her. And so now the situation is that he called her and said, "Hey, I'm out at Diddy's launch pad and I want you to come through." So she in fact goes there and she says, according to her, allegedly, that he gave her two drinks in a red cup. Why is that red cup so good? I ain't figured that out either. I've been out of the game a long time. But what's going with the red cup?
That
Why
red cup
don't
been
nobody
around for
drink out
years,
the
girl. I
white
think
cup?
that red cup ain't gonna ever leave.
What's going on with the red cup?
Look,
So apparently, allegedly, she said that after the second drink, she said she became disoriented and she said she lost consciousness. She was going in and out, but she recalls him raping her. So, in the land of the Me Too movement, there are so many things. And Me Too, I can safely say that, I've had an encounter that definitely bordered on that issue. But I think what's important for a lot of women. Chris Brown allegedly, has had, an abusive interactions with women. He's definitely allegedly had interactions with women where he's had substance abuse issues, things of that nature. My thing is that if Chris Brown called me and said, "Hey, Les, I want you to come through over to Diddy's party," then what do you think Chris Brown calling you for? And then when Chris Brown is Chris Brown, you upset. That is my concern. And I think that is one of the bigger things that I really, for me, I encountered, while in college, a situation where I was like, oh my God, I don't feel like I have a voice. But you can't get mad if you play with a snake and he bites you.
But that's the thing about it, is that us as women,
Mm-hmm.
that's why even with me having daughters, you always tell them, when you go to a party, if you drink out of a cup and you leave the cup down, you don't pick it back up
You
again.
do not.
You those are things that you're told to help you. But you also have what we call groupies. And
Right.
you go there for a purpose. You go there, you want to meet Chris Brown. And when things go wrong, but at the same time, how long has this been, Leslie? When did this encounter happen?
I'm not certain how long it's been. It's been, I don't know. I think they wanted to say maybe a year, a few years. I'm not certain. It was something I came across today, but I definitely, I want women to feel empowered. Um,
Right.
Definitely, we want to be empowered, and a woman that I know that has, encountered things along that line. I want women to be empowered to know that in any situation like that, your voice should always be heard.
That's
Don't
right.
ever feel like you should be silenced. Always ensure that you are in a safe place. You want to make sure you're contacting your girls. You want someone to know where you are at all times.
That's right.
It's just that you have to be real mindful about going into certain sticky situations. It's kind of like knowing your gut feeling. You have to absolutely make sure that as you're going out, that you are safe and you're protecting yourself and things like that. I think we want to go ahead and put Shauna in now. Let's see what Shauna has.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I just feel like hey sis, what's going on, girl?
Hey,
I just feel like a lot of times, we find ourselves, we just gotta really, y'all, really guard ourselves on where we put ourselves, and we don't want to put ourselves in a position where we have to question our safety. And that's
right,
another thing too. We've got to be really smart. And I don't go to places by myself. You invite me to a party, I'm taking somebody with me, especially if I don't know where I'm going, who's
right,
going to be there. And so you really have to be so careful. And
right,
that's just to make sure that it's my word against his word. But at the end of the day, you're thinking to yourself, who's going to believe me?
right,
They're going to say, well, why were you there? What made you
right,
show
right.
up? Why did he invite you? And then you start feeling like I'm the one being interrogated
Yeah, yeah.
versus
I
me
don't
being,
know. We
you know,
definitely want to
it's so
empower
many different
women.
angles that they could go at that. And that even today they go at those same angles.
Right,
And that's why us as women, we don't speak up
right,
because we
right.
wonder, are you gonna believe us or believe them?
Right. And that's unfortunate. But you know what? I want women to feel empowered. You guys got this. Protect yourselves at all costs. If it doesn't feel right, walk away.
I know, girl.
Walk. Absolutely. What
That's how
else we got going on? Shauna, how's it going?
Well, it's going.
look at
It's
her face.
going.
What you think going on? What's that?
It's going. Um, I agree. I think that I wanted to chime in on this. Y'all know I play devil's advocate all the time.
Right.
Hmm.
Because sometimes men get accused of doing stuff they ain't did.
That's true.
Especially with a certain status. However, I agree 100% that if you go into a party and somebody gonna make you a drink, tell them you can make your own drink.
Yeah.
Like there are safeguards against certain things. And in any event that he did drug her, and evidently to some degree, he felt like he couldn't do it without drugging her. So like I think we have to be responsible for ourselves. We have to be responsible because we don't know what's on the other side of the cup.
That's right.
So I just hope that she's telling the truth. I mean, I hate that for him, but at the very end of the day, like
Right.
even from his end, like you got to be cautious about who you connecting with, who you hooking up with,
Can
and
we
those
talk
kind of
about the
things, right?
connection? I'm here for that part.
Yeah, I'm here just to look. If you want to build it, if you
Like,
we just talking, but y'all, you got to keep in mind, this is a
Mm-hmm.
celebrity. A celebrity called you to come to a party. Okay, you really
right.
gotta,
So that's the
you
part that,
really gotta see. You gotta really. I mean,
well,
us
that's
as
the
women.
part that I was gonna say. I was gonna say about what you had said about you know, going to a party, you don't know nobody, but like what young chick is saying no to Chris Brown, right? Like it's
You
Chris
got that
Brown.
right.
Because that's how they gonna look at it.
Yeah.
It'd be different if it was one of us, possibly. We might be like, who gonna be
Please.
there? Right? But a young girl, she like, baby, Chris Brown just called me. Now, real she would have went with her girlfriends just because her, you know, like I don't think I ever really go. I can't say that. I used to club by myself sometimes, but
Right.
I walk in the club and I know a million people, so I'm not never ever really by myself, right?
Right.
But you know, I don't think I would have went to a party by myself. I probably would have solicited some homegirls to go with me because it was
There
Chris
you go.
Brown,
There you
right?
Let
go.
me tell you something.
There
If
you
Denzel called me, I'm
go.
going. If
No, if
Denzel
Idris
called,
Elba
listen,
call,
and
girl,
not and wait, and not
no,
young Denzel, even old Denzel. I love
nah,
him.
girl, bump that.
I'm going. If
I'm trying to
Idris
get Idris
called,
Elba, girl. Let Idris Elba. Idris Elba,
let
I'm
Idris
going.
call, I'm going.
No, if
You
it's
know
over
what
here,
y'all say? Hello.
look,
One
Hello.
second. What's the address again? I'm
Hey, I'm
outside.
on the way. Do, 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 do.
y'all
But
was you hear about Idris
even
Elba's
with
gonna
that, like, how dare you not call me and say, Shauna, you want to go to this party? I would just call. Like at the end of the day, I think we have to be very, very, especially like this day and time. And I hate to say it like that because truth be told, back in the day and time too, it just wasn't publicized as much. Stuff was
right,
going on like this clearly. But where is that sense of responsibility in our decision making process where we say, well, I probably need to take somebody with me, you know,
Yeah,
maybe I should bring my niece, maybe I should
yeah,
bring something and or somebody to keep me safe, or you
that's
know,
right.
these are the decisions I'm getting ready to make because, right? Because let's not get
right.
it twisted. Because
Right.
here's the thing about that. Here comes the devil's advocate for real. Chris Brown asked you to come to a party and he want to get with you. You telling me you ain't about to get with Chris Brown? Did he really have to drug you for you to get with him?
He wouldn't have had to drug me
Wait a
though.
minute, say, hold on.
No.
Not, not, not. Hold on. Not no okey doke chick.
Right. Come
But
on.
now, but trying to hit the flip side of that. How many times have we heard male celebrities that can afford to go out here and do whatever, buy whatever, but still take advantage of a young lady just
Right.
because they could, just because they knew they could get away with it, because they celebrity and they're just what?
But see, that's the whole thing. Like that's how we look at it. And sometimes I feel like in certain arenas, I feel like sometimes that's true and sometimes that's not true. But it's easier to say that because of who that person is.
That's
Because
right.
Right.
let's just keep it all the way G code. Anybody that's speculating about any type of situation like this, the only people who know what really happened in that situation were those two people. So
That's right.
technically, it's defamation every time somebody say, "Oh yeah," because he probably did. He probably did what? Like what about what she did? How you know she
Yeah,
wasn't? How you know she wasn't a smoker? How you know she wasn't a pill popper? How you know she wasn't already taking drugs? How you know that whatever she said he gave her, she wasn't already a person who did that?
But
Right?
but let me
It's
break
easy
this
to
down
say,
now. But
"Hold
wait
on,
a
wait a
minute,
minute."
now. I got it even better for you. But look now, it was a lady who didn't cry rape, but everybody thought she had been raped. It was a lady. It was online. She had gotten pregnant by this billionaire. Follow me, y'all.
Okay.
And she went to court to petition paternity. But the man never met her, never had sex with her, none of this. But she said, I had his baby. Guess what the sister did? She was a maid.
Oh,
She
I heard
came to
about
Miss Glory
that.
and took out the condom that was in the trash can and impregnated herself with it.
Sure did. Sure did. I
That's
heard that.
my, but see, that's the
And
point.
it
That's
just
the
shows
very
you now,
point that I'm making.
and
That's
that's
right.
what I'm trying to show, is how things can be twisted. And that
Yeah.
mama, she could have cried rape. And they would say, well, sir, you got a baby. How'd you not? I'm confused. Were you not in a relationship? Is this your first time? You never slept with her? You said, but here go a child. Same situation.
But that don't necessarily mean rape. So there are
Nope.
signs of rape. When
No, no,
there
no, no.
are
But what
signs
I'm
of
pointing out
rape.
is that how we can twist things.
Well, that's
And
what I
see,
was just
so
saying a few minutes ago.
right. And so we
Well,
gotta know. And see, that's the thing about it, y'all,
that's
is
what I'm
that
saying.
it
Well,
is
let me ask this though. So to switch gears for a little minute, what do you guys think about Megan Good and Pastor Devon Franklin? Does anybody know who they are? So he's a
I
well-known
know,
producer
yeah,
Yeah,
movie,
we know who they
and
are.
they're now divorced. And so now there's so much speculation about their marriage and everything surrounding it. So what are y'all thoughts?
But
Because
why?
what the speculation is now, I personally, there's been talk on internet as to whether or not the two were ever really meshed together. I mean, I thought they were a fabulous looking couple. I was actually distraught that they were actually divorced. And I'm like, man,
People
they
were
were such an
saying that
ideal
her lifestyle, he really never could get with her lifestyle. But here's the
mm-mm.
thing, right?
couple. Huh?
Who cares, right? Because at the end of the day, whether they stay together or not,
Right,
it's so between them. Like that's the
right,
part where I feel like the world would be. I mean, like I guess the world wouldn't be like the world is if people wasn't as nosy as all get out and want the deets all the time. But there's a
right,
level of privacy. There's a level of respect for what we got going on. It ain't none
right.
of your business, honey. It's not. And but people, I think I'm on one tonight, right? I'm feeling some kind of way about people because people. I understand that this is the life, the lime. Just because I'm in the limelight, don't mean that you got to speculate about everything that's going on in my life. Even though I put myself in a position for that to happen,
Right.
Right,
but
right,
I really think that I mean, I don't have my personally. I don't have a I don't have a speculation as to what it may be. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah,
right.
and I get what you're saying is you everybody wants to know what happened, and
Well, yeah, everybody's asking. Now, for me, I love them as a couple, but it's definitely has been one of the bigger hot topics, and everybody's speculating as to this, that, and why. And I agree with all of the deliverables. It's their business. Is their issues, however it went down, who filed, who didn't. But I think what it really speaks to, even though that they're in the limelight, they're human, just like all of us are. No one knows when a couple goes into divorce what has really happened in that house. We can speculate because we happen to like her. We can speculate because we happen to like him. But at the end of the day, you wasn't sleeping next to him. You wasn't sleeping next to her. Y'all had your own relationship in there that no one knew about. It's just that it just amazes me. But when you live your life out in public, unfortunately, is in public. So, there isn't a situation where you can say, oh, well, I don't want, when you publicly, and I'm saying that to say when you go out and you
Mhm.
have your premise is strictly about marriage and all of these things like that, yes, people are going to ask those questions because you made this a premise of who you are. So for me, I love them as a couple. I'm sorry, deeply sorry that they actually stopped. She said their lifestyles weren't aligned. That's just me. But agree with Shauna, it's not our business. That's between them and God.
That's
Absolutely.
right. That's
Absolutely. But let me tell you, but the media has made money for like the last month on them as a couple. I don't think it's important either, and why it's so important to other people. But you think about it like this: there are so many people, unfortunately, that are out there that are living their lives using them as role models. God should be your role model. I don't even think people need a role model. I think you and your spouse should make your relationship what it is. That's not based on the Joneses down the street. That's not based on the Smiths across the way. You all have to formulate your own relationship.
That's
You know
right.
what? Your own love language. That could be me and my husband. One lady spoke about it. She and her husband, they only see each other twice a month, for twice a month during the weekend. They are not with each other four weekends out of 4 weeks out of the month. She's seeing 2 weekends out of the month, and they work. Who are we to get mad? That's their love language. And they've been together for 18 years. She said that's what works. I fly to him, he flies to me. And she said we spend all of our holidays together, but that's how we work. One would think that's crazy, but it works. So, we don't know what people's love language is in their house.
And I totally agree with that. But one thing we have to keep in mind that with Megan Good, okay, moving into the role as a first lady of a church
Yeah.
is a huge deal. Okay.
Mm.
And a lot of people don't realize it unless you are in ministry.
Right.
And when I saw them get married, I did kind of say, wow, she's really ready to take that role. Because
Yeah.
that's the role you're playing, because now you're coming into his congregation.
Right.
So it was a YouTube video that was up where they were being interviewed at the church on the stage. They were up
They
there.
was
I forgot who the
ostracizing
gentleman
her, man.
was hosting. And they were asking questions about her. And so one of the members, I think, stood up and said, so you dress the way you dress, very
The way she
provocative, very
dressed.
appealing. You're not going to be dressing like that anymore. Woo. Girl,
I heard that interview. That blew me away.
he jumped in and he immediately say, I do not control the way she dresses. I am fine.
That's right.
At the end of the day, that's all that mattered.
That's right.
He didn't have, now granted, she
But that's
did
what I'm
change.
saying. Like people don't have no respect for at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
People don't, because see, that woman, I saw that video, and that woman felt like she had all, because here's another thing, she wasn't sitting in that seat either. So she felt like she could say what she wanted to say because for whatever reason. I wish I knew who she was. But really
Right.
that wasn't her place,
Oh
right?
no,
It
absolutely
wasn't
not.
her place because they were ostracizing her, like they were trying to rip her apart. And
Right.
here's the real thing about it. Like this is who he took for his wife, right?
Yep.
So at the end of the day, respect the man of God, right? And I was
Yep.
glad he stood up for her and said what he said about her dressing, because what does that have to do? And don't get it twisted, because sometimes I know it's a distraction. I'm not saying that. But what does that have to do with her spiritual life?
Exactly.
That's between her and
Exactly.
God.
Yep.
Here's the
I mean,
I
thing.
agree.
I bet y'all 9 times out of 10, the chick who said something was either on one extreme or the next. Either she was homely or she was just one step below Megan, right? Like she wasn't in between.
but look now, y'all. But at the same time, Megan gave up a lot of things when she went into the marriage.
Yeah.
She had given up
Knowingly.
smoking. And I think also, if I'm correct or not, she gave up drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. And we meet you halfway. Because a
Yeah.
lot of times I have to say, look, the lifestyle I have is not the greatest. I am an actress or actor, and this is my lifestyle. And then you have to be very conscientious of the roles you play.
Right.
You know, the bedroom role, the kissing role, because you still want to respect your husband and or wife at the end of the day.
That's true.
Or
Now I agree with that. But here's the thing though, and it all goes back to speculation. You don't know
Mhm.
what conversations they done had. It's like Leslie was saying, you want to be in a marriage like the Joneses, but see, you don't know what happens on the inside of the Joneses household. What you see is the
Mhm.
Joneses outside of the home, right? So
Right.
you don't know. We don't know what Devon told her that made her feel like it was cool to continue to pursue her acting career as she was pursuing it, for her to do
Right.
Harlem. We don't know what he said. We
Right.
don't know what
Right.
was
that's
understood,
right.
misunderstood, misconstrued, whatever. And that kind of be the part. Like I think that we sometimes we don't extend enough grace. We have more of how to attack someone. We're ready to attack them as opposed to extending a little bit of grace, because you don't know what's going on the inside of that person
Right.
or their home, right?
Right.
You really don't know that part. And
Well,
like I agree 100%, because there is a scripture in the Bible that says, "Don't let your good be evil spoken of," right? So we
mhm.
do have to be cognizant of how we present ourselves. But guess what? That's not just the first lady of the church. That's not just the pastor, the bishop. That's every last one of us. And
Sure
so
is.
who am I to throw stones? That's why Jesus
Right.
told old girl, when they was wanting to stone her, like, if you ain't never did nothing wrong, then toss the stone, right? And ain't not now none
Right.
person on the face of this earth can say they ain't never did nothing wrong. Not now
Right.
none.
Right.
Okay.
Well, but now let me pose the other side to that really quick. And I totally
Go ahead.
2000% agree with you. But let me go for argument's sake just a second. If the premise of the relationship, that was one of their mainstay, they were going around doing tours, talking about our marriage. We practiced celibacy. We did all of this prior to marriage, and here's what we are, and here's what we do, and so on and so forth. It's almost like letting me read the book and then not letting me see the ending. Now, it's not my business. I agree. But I'm saying that when I think we have to be socially responsible, that there's some things we keep to ourselves. Why you going out there? And here's the thing, not that that says that they're not experts, because I believe that he is definitely a man of God. He can give me scripture even if he's not following it, because I can go to the word of God and I can follow that for myself. But I'm saying that when it comes to social media, how much is too much and how little is too little? Some would pose the
I got
question
a
that
response
if
for
you
you too,
went out
mama.
and you did all of that, then you telling me how you went through celibacy, you telling me how you went through the relationship, and then now that it's ending, you tell me, no, that ain't my business. No, I hear. So a lot of people are gonna be like, what?
It's
You
not.
gave me the first 10 chapters, but you didn't give me the ending.
But
So
you have to remember that's still, but see,
you see
that's
what I'm saying?
land, that's land
I agree, but that was the argument on one person's show that I went on. She's like, "Well, I don't think I want that, but I feel like because I've been such a follower, now I feel like I'm stuck and I don't know what else to do in my relationship because I've been following you all so much.
But
What
that's
happens
her
now?"
fault. That's
Yeah,
your
but
fault. Who told you to
yeah,
follow
but
somebody that much that you can't make
exactly.
decisions in your
but
own
that's even done.
relationship?
Yeah, but
Number
they did
one.
it though.
Number two,
They
right?
did it. Then
There
they
was
should have
nothing
put
wrong
it
with
back then.
them. There was nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with them um doing the things that they felt like would be the best thing to do going into their marriage. But let's not
Right.
act like we don't know how marriage can be once you get inside of
Well,
marriage.
yeah,
But
Yeah,
now
yeah,
we
we
here's
have
know
the
each
that.
thing,
one of
y'all.
us.
It's the
But
thing, y'all.
I say keep your marriage out to social media, because that's what you run into, because people at that point feel like they are a part of your life.
That's right.
So
That's why we
that's why you
How
keep
can
ladies
it
your
be
go.
bed and
like
be
that?
asking questions.
When you allow people to see who you are, some people are very, very transparent, and I don't mind it, but sometimes we can go too far. Some couples are into multiple, having more than one partner in their marriage.
Right.
And it's just that's the and I don't mean no harm, y'all, but it's a trend. And
Yeah,
it's a
it
trend
is.
because even my daughter is so there's a lot of her friends who believe in not just having one partner, and
Yeah.
even in marriages now, I found it friends of ours and people that we know that not swinging is not even a thing anymore. It's
Mm-hmm.
now I'm giving you an opportunity to have another person in our relationship instead of saying I'm cheating. And see, you
Well,
put it out there and you want people to say, well, this is my lifestyle and this
right.
is who I am. And so then you want people to sit back and say, well, let me see. Okay, I'm not in agreement with that. Or that's not my
God ain't pleased.
But I just
what we
think
do to go do, y'all. As
that
being
we
on the
are
platform,
people
we have these conversations for the simple
Yes, it's
we
true.
may not be in agreement. It may not align with our lifestyle. It may not align with my views and my personal
Right.
beliefs. But at the end of the day,
It's
They sit
happening.
at the table and they say, hey, this is what I enjoy doing. I enjoy being with the same sex. I bring multiple people into my relationship and I'm looking like, but then you wonder why you're so confused. You wonder why things don't work out in your favor. Even that TV show, I don't know if y'all seen Sister Wives.
Yeah.
It went bonkers, and as done went even further bonkers to the point now two of the wives don't want to divorce them.
I'm telling you, it's just
It
amazing to
just
me
shows
how
you.
the world.
But you put that on TV. And like you said, Leslie, when you put your lifestyle, regardless right or wrong or crooked, when you put your lifestyle out there for public to view, we scrutinize, we judge, we 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 place our own views on why you doing it. Why you need five wives? What possesses you to want all that? And then come to find out, two of the wives want to leave them because it's not the way it used to be. And now I don't want you. They say I still love the lifestyle, but I just don't want him no more. But you got five wives.
It's I think it's definitely the demon of living
Well,
your
all
life
that means
off of
is
social media.
he still got 3 wives. He still got multiple wives. It's still polygamy, right? I just think at the
It,
end of the day, right there, I don't care. There are marriages that I admire, but there's not a marriage that I admire that I want my marriage to model after.
Thank
And like
you.
you
Thank
said,
you.
nope.
that poor woman, her soul is lost because she got the wrong people. She has the wrong, I don't want to say model, but her mind frame for what should be first in her life probably is
Right.
wrong, right?
Right.
Even if she's not a believer and not saved, like where you putting your husband in this position, right? So like
Right.
I just I don't know. It's just the way. It's just how I think. Like there's nothing out here going on in the world that makes me feel like, oh, I want to do it just like that, or I
Oh
want
no,
to
no,
be
no.
like
And
them,
I know
Oh
because
because I used
no.
to tell my daughter, we
I
used to tell
know that people gonna fall from grace every single day. And as soon as
her,
Absolutely.
somebody falls from grace, we ready to crucify them. We don't give them none.
but same
Say
time,
what?
we done backslid, we done did our dirt too.
Of
I'm here. Say
course.
that again.
Ain't nobody gonna say I done did my dirt as well. You
Oh
know,
Lord.
Oh,
Right
and
here.
not once, not twice, not three times, not four. I mean, we're continuously doing it. And
Every day.
I
Every
mean,
day.
you hold one
yeah,
day,
but
you do.
we don't respond like that when it comes to people who are in celebrity status. We don't respond like we do our dirt every single day. And when I say we, I'm just talking about people in general. We don't
Right.
respond like we do our dirt every single day because if we did, we'd be like, oh well, I hope it work out for them. Maybe they can just still be friends or whatever the case. Maybe we'd be like, child, I wonder what she did and what he did or who said that. And he probably did rape her. He probably raped her and his friends raped her. Like we ain't fell from rape. Like we didn't just still walking out the store. We was probably on our phone after we stole the cupcake, walking out the store, looking at this thing, saying, that's messed up how he did, oh girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we act as people.
Right.
Even ministers, like that's one of the things I think that kind of burns my heart, right? Is that we don't give enough grace to ministers if they mess up. And
Mm.
we act like they God and they not. Like
But
they gonna
but
fall
then you
too.
gotta
They
remember,
not
Shana, now,
gonna
you gotta remember that we as members or friends of theirs, what they do is they put them on a pedestal.
but that's
Put
the
'em on a
point.
pedestal.
That's what I'm saying. That's
That's why.
that's the problem. And that's why we can't they're not allowed to fall from grace.
Hmm.
A couple of years ago or so when Pastor Gray was going through all that extra, I just kept saying, God, I pray he gets things together with you, right? Because that's really what matters, right? But
Yep.
like people I know was like giving him all kinds of he double hockey sticks, and I was like, well, dang, right? Like you act like you don't do no dirt. You come online and talk a certain kind of way, but you're a man of God, right? And I don't throw dirt at you because that's between you and God.
That's right. At the end of the
Right.
day, even if man doesn't approve and they leave you by the wayside, and they don't wash their hands of you, you want to then be able to say, God, God forgive me. God forgive
The
me.
crazy thing is God will, but people won't.
That's right.
Thank
You
God I
God,
serve a
God will
God
forgive
of
you
a second
then.
chance.
People gonna run you. They gonna run it for the rest of your life. They gonna remind you every single day that you messed up. And the only
that's
reason why
right.
you're not reminded is because you don't know how they messed up yet.
You know, it's
We
just
got
so amazing. It's so
I came
amazing.
into a touchy
gotta
subject.
learn to give us y'all about Apple.
Oh, girl,
What you say?
let's talk about that.
Y'all came out with a it's a it's called it connects with the couple to know your spouse's she visits. It will delete or block or report if the ring has been cut off.
You say what?
Baby, we are already in divorce court if you buy me this
Look,
ring.
look, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Already.
So
I
everybody was
missed all
coming,
that.
y'all. Everybody they thought this stuff was crazy. They were like, "What?" They're like, "Girl, please, you think I'm even fooling with something like this?" Or you got, they like, you got to be kidding. It's a joke. Some people really didn't even believe the ring exists. The ring exists, y'all. I Googled it to get more information because I was curious before I posted it. It does exist, but it's a controlling mechanism as well. You put a ring on my hand,
Hold
I
on.
feel
Why do I need to
Wait a
track
minute.
my husband's
it's a ring.
comings and goings?
It's a ring. It's a marriage ring, and it
Actual
comes in
ring.
different colors, all that.
Yes.
And you can wear it. It comes in black. They got a blue and a white one. It's real. Apple has created it. It's a tracking device. That's what I call it.
Girl, look. Let me
Even
tell
Listen,
you.
and the crazy thing is, people gonna buy it just because Apple created it, but
that's the funny part about
that's
it.
a
I
killer
won't
in
be
the
in that
sanctity of
line.
marriage.
Uh-uh.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous that day, and it's got the Apple symbol on it and everything, y'all. It's just like, and you see that said, how technology. When is enough enough?
It's
Say
way.
that
I think
again. Like, I'm
technology is
so
going
over
way too far.
technology.
So
I
over
want
it.
paper to come back.
But wait a minute, y'all. I ain't gave you the kicker yet about the ring. It also will show your heartbeat rate. It'll show your blood pressure, how much sweat, and other interesting things that it will track as well. Yo,
Apple
it'll
trying to
track
get
your
somebody
sweat.
killed.
You
Apple
know
trying to
what
get
I'm
somebody
saying?
killed.
I want to know who thought of this and what was
Your
it, you
heart rate moving.
girl? Because
See,
if
they see
I'm
Why
not
did they?
with
Who
you,
was in the R&D department saying this the next thing right here? This the next thing. Like, that's crazy. Apple trying to get somebody killed.
let me tell you something.
I find it so funny, because
We at divorce court if
damn
I get a ring. I'm just saying.
feel
We
like
are at divorce court. I'm already separating our assets.
how
Um,
much
I'm
this ring
already checking into how we gonna divide these seats. I mean, I'm that serious because you're not about to track me. That's what you ain't about to do. That's what you not gonna do is track my movement.
look,
You
you
know
gotta
what
understand, girl. Your husband didn't know your every move. He didn't know your heartbeat. He know you sweat.
why your heart beat fast? Hey baby, why your heart beat fast?
No. When he look, he said, "Where your ring at? I got a question to ask you." Girl, he gonna say,
Hey,
"Babe, why do you want me to put my ring on? I want to see if you lied or not."
you know what I'm saying?
If
I
your
mean, but
heartbeat-
you know what? Just the mere fact that we are having these conversations, this is so far removed from the conversations and the love and the connections my grandparents had. They knew and still loved their husbands. They were dedicated. They were committed. And
Listen,
now we,
and the lady would live right around the corner.
yes, around down the street.
but
And
y'all,
they women
She
stuck
wasn't
with
even
their
far.
husband.
but y'all
They
think
knew they
about
didn't even need no tracking device. They knew exactly where Bob was at. They knew exactly where he
y'all.
was at.
The development team. Look, y'all, but the development team at Apple. You know what these people getting these rings from? Because they want to track their own spouses and significant others.
Well, shoot. I want to know if I put it on, if I take it off, what happened? Hello, babe. I see you took your ring off. Why? You know what I'm saying? Come on now. I think we're doing too much in society. I need Apple to pull it back just a little bit. Because I think y'all doing too much. You know,
Love.
I like location devices at the moment because, like I tell my daughter, There's so much human trafficking going on out there.
Yes.
I don't think she's still old enough for me to at least not have some connection. Hey girl, you good? Your car, messed up. You're driving too fast. I don't do all of that, but I do tell her that in the event she's gonna go out with her girls, she always make sure somebody knows where you are. You make absolutely certain if you're going out, make sure your friends have met whoever this is. All of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so it's really one of those cases where I have to be honest, and that these times right here concern me. And even to the
As
point,
they
there's some
should.
days that
Yeah.
it frightens me because I've never lived in a time such as this one. I can say
That's because
truthfully
we
to
live in
just
a
kind of make
fallen
it.
world.
Yeah, I have been praying more, seeking God's face more, because just all of the topics we've talked about today are alarming at best, right? But it's the thing is that I think everybody just has to do what makes them happy. I think everybody has to love who they love. I
That's
think
right.
everybody has to be more, like my mama always say, you have to be a participant in your recovery. You can't count on somebody else to make sure you good. You got to make sure you good. And at the end of the day, you put the life, put the mask on first. You can't save the world. You got to save you. And so it's really, to me, at the end of the day, I'm always like, God, what could I have done different today? And did I seek God enough during my day? All of these celebrities, like I tell my mom all the time, I said, I want money, but I don't want that kind of money,
I know
because
that's right.
everybody seems like they're unhappy, they're suicidal. I want to definitely point out, Regina King lost her son to suicide just
Yeah.
this past weekend. So I definitely want to send love, and she don't know
Yeah,
me, but
that
I
was
want to send love
That's
because we all are mothers. I can't imagine getting that call. I can't imagine even experiencing that. But one would argue, with all of the money Regina King had, why was he so unhappy? Why did he feel like life wasn't worth living anymore? We don't know
because
what's in the front of a
happiness
man.
don't have nothing to do with
Well, no, I'm
money.
saying that is the concern that you have a
I'm
lot of
saying
people that have
people,
asked those questions.
right? That's because they slow. Because happiness
Oh,
has
they
nothing to do
definitely
with
slow.
money. Money is a tool.
Yeah,
It has nothing to do with money. You can have
exactly.
all the money in the world and be depressed, like Robin Williams was, and
Exactly.
take your life. You can have all
Exactly.
the money in the world. Like my heart, like she's one of my favorite actresses. So my heart really
She
go
is.
out to her because I don't. Who wants to experience that, right? Who wants to experience? Who wants to get the phone call? Who wants to, who wants to say, I missed the signs? What did I miss? Who wants to go
No.
through that?
Mm-mm.
It
You just,
ain't
and that's
nothing.
the
Money
thing about it.
can't bring us fun back.
And that's why
I
we
think,
have to. And then see that just it's just a wake up call for us as parents. But even him, he was 26 to 27 years old. He probably was living on
mhm,
his own, with his mom working and things of that nature. And sometimes we ask our kids, "How you doing? How you feeling?" And a lot of our kids are gonna say, "Oh, fine, nothing's wrong."
Right.
But for the most part, a lot of parents just miss it, like you say. They miss the signs and didn't see it coming.
Right.
And all of a sudden it happens, and you go, like you said, Shauna, what happened? What did I miss? Was there anything that could tell me why he did it or why she did it? You don't know. And a
Right.
lot of times you don't.
that's
You
Right.
don't know
sad.
why
That's
they
real
did it.
true.
It just breaks
It's
my
hurtful.
heart as a parent, as I'm
Of
certain
Yeah,
course.
we all are, that life is fleeting at best, but every day we need to be living our best life, which is why I love this show every Friday,
You
because
know
we are
it, girl.
truly
You know it.
living our best life, our best life. The magazine is still thriving. Tell us
Yes, it
what's going
is,
on.
y'all. The Girlfriends Magazine. We were so happy about the launch this past weekend. I
Yes.
appreciate all the love and support. Everybody that came out to the virtual event. We took it from in person to virtual, and we received so much love and support. And I thank everybody. Um, if you would love to be a part of the upcoming issue of the Girlfriends Magazine, you can go to www.girlfriendschitchat.com. Send me a message and say, "Hey, Amir, I'm interested in being a part of the magazine itself." With this particular issue right here, we are still supporting Hope Vibes with every single issue that I put out. I partner with an organization that is making amazing changes in the community, in the state, in the nation. and we want to help them take it to the next level, whatever that may be. So a portion of the proceeds from the magazine will go towards that particular organization. If you have not had an opportunity to go to Whole Vibes website, go to their website and check them out. They're based here out of Charlotte, North Carolina. They work with the homeless in the area. They want to make a difference. They want to make a change. And they are a husband and wife duo. It's Emmanuel and Adrian Threat, and they are truly, truly amazing. When I say y'all, they do amazing things. Some people that saw them on the at the launch event, as well as were able to see their video that they did, got firsthand to be able to see what they were really about. And I'm so excited about this issue. If you would love to purchase a copy, go to www.girlfriendschitchat.com and pick up an issue of the magazine, because I'm telling y'all, it was amazing launch. And of course, my cover girl, Mr. Kaylin Carr. Yeah. I appreciate everything with her being a feature on the cover of the magazine, as well as she was present for the launch event, and we were so happy to have her in the room. So, you all, what all good things got to come to an end. I know, Leslie.
I know. We'll be back, though.
Next Friday, same time, same station, y'all. You can catch us at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We appreciate you all supporting us, giving us all this love and support. And look, y'all, we're going to come back harder and stronger every single time, because we always got some great nuggets to drop here on this platform. So we look forward to seeing you all next week. You all have a fabulous and wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Peace.